Astros. This is El Marco and Jeff here.
Hello.
Amateur astronomers.
That's it.
Yeah, but we're not just any amateurs, because El Marco has this very nice Dobsonian. Okay, 3 weeks. Well, the moon was a problem earlier
2
on,
weeks.
so we waited.
2 weeks.
So for the last couple of weeks, we've been touring around in God's own Mother Nature's beautiful places like this here in
Throughout Oregon,
throughout
mostly
Oregon.
in Idaho.
Well, we went through Idaho, but we didn't observe.
Mostly Oregon. I guess.
It's all been Oregon this
Yeah,
trip.
yeah.
Anyway, here we are in what is called the Fremont Wainema National
Thank you.
Forest. We've just came up a tarred Forest Service road about 10 miles north of Highway 140, which runs pretty close to the boundary with Oregon and California and Nevada.
We danced through Nevada as
Yeah.
well for a little.
We're located at a place called Bull Prairie. It's got a fairly wide open sky, a deep south, a really great south and east, and we're in a slight northwest, but southwest, but that's all the stuff we've already seen anyway, so it wasn't necessary to have that
North
much
was
sky.
excellent too.
The north, we've strategically placed this scope so we could get a line of sight on Polaris, because El Marco has to go through this serious ritual every night.
Which you take full advantage of later
That's
on,
right, but
that's
I
for
don't get
sure.
involved in it all, and he's going to explain his ritual quickly.
Oh, it's just collimating the mirrors on the big telescope and setting up the digital setting circle computer and only aligning 11 stars last night.
Only 11
So that I get superb pointing performance throughout the night. So we can find incredibly dim objects in these super dark skies.
Yeah, because it's so easy when you're an amateur astronomer to imagine that you're seeing 16th magnitude galaxies when you're really only looking at 14th magnitude galaxies. But last night, we were able to verify that we saw 2 galaxies that were what? Oh,
Magnitude 15.4, which is the dimmest objects I've been able to find with this telescope so far.
and I would estimate last night's sky was about magnitude 6.5 if I'd been wearing my glasses overhead, which means his telescope adds like about 10 magnitudes to stars and about 6.5 to probably, no, 8.5 to 9 magnitudes to dim galaxies.
So how about trip pilots?
Okay, I like that idea. So, cut. Okay, yeah, El Marco, we've observed for about 5 years now, touring around with your RAV and our trailer and car, and we've set up in some very nice spots,
beautiful
very beautiful
places,
spots
yeah.
over time. And probably the highlights place we've been so far was probably at about 8,300 feet in an absolute dark sky region. There's a reason why dark skies matter, and you'll explain that because of your associations. Anyway, that was in a place called the Coronado Trail on Highway 191 on the border of New Mexico and Arizona. Because it was so far south, we were really tilting. We could really see some deep southern hemisphere, deep sky.
The southern horizons were fantastic, so we viewed very far south objects. I would say that as far as dark sky quality, this site is comparable to what you call the Coronado Trail there on Highway 191.
We just don't have the deep southern hemisphere.
Correct, because
studies.
we're much farther north here. But as far as aesthetic beauty, this prairie is lovely with lots of rich wildlife and grasslands and big ponderosa pines that we can shelter under and get some shade during the day, which is awesome.
And speaking of wildlife, I was here yesterday and we posted a video on a bear, probably a black bear.
Definitely a black
Even though it
bear.
lookh brown.
A young black bear.
Young black juvenile bear that came within about 30 feet of me, and fortunately it was very photogenic, and you can look for it on our YouTube channel.
If you want to see the video of the black bear, just look right here. You'll insert the URL right there.
It's called
Yeah, right.
An Unexpected Guest. You can look for it on our channel.
There you go.
All right, so what
You'll
we're
put the URL.
okay. So that was last year, but this year, where did we go, Mark? Remind me.
Well, the highlights, other than the astronomy stuff for me, were hiking on Mount Rainier, which was fantastically beautiful. And
That's called Diggin' Dege Peak, and we hiked it together.
very beautiful hiking there. Lovely wildflowers and fantastic scenery. And we swam at a little local lake. The locals
Lake
call it
Magoon?
Magoon Lake.
Yeah. That was near John Day.
Right.
Which
right.
is near our other Astro site because we were observing at that time.
That's true.
Which you call?
Eclipse Ridge.
Yeah, and it's on a Forest Service road. It's where we went 2 years ago in 2017.
And viewed the total solar
and
eclipse.
there are 2 videos on our YouTube channel, one called Totality Over the Top, and the other called Now That's a Corona. And you can look for it on our channel if you're interested.
And the other trip highlights were, of course, playing cards with these guys under the Knot Campfire,
Yeah.
by the Knot Campfire, and also scrambling up a little mountain nearby. That
that was
a blast.
called
That was a lot of fun.
Steen's
Well-
Mountain Loop, and it went as far. We met someone earlier today, and she said it got up to 9,900 feet. That was the altitude of that very highest point that they went to. Now, I thought it was 9,500, but that's okay. 9,500, 9,900, no big deal.
Yeah.
But we actually observed for one night, and one night only, and there's a reason.
Mosquito-infested,
and a mosquito-infested
swampy,
meadow, swampy
moist,
meadow.
yeah.
And we did it one night. We met some great people up there,
Yeah.
Tim, and we
then
met
we got the
Tom.
hell out of there.
And we
because
got
were
out to
getting
come to this
eaten up,
location where
where it's much drier, and it's not as high altitude, but it's much more comfortable observing, where you can actually use your charts in the red light without getting swarmed by bugs.
So that was for 3 nights right here. And this beautiful prairie is available to the other amateur astronomers who want to be in southern Oregon. Go along Highway 140. I don't know the Forest Service
I could
route,
give you the
but
latitude
it's the
and
paved Forest Service route. It's about 10 miles up that route. Now, was there anything else?
3615 might be the Forest
it could be
Service
something
road.
like that.
3615 Forest Service road.
Now you're a member of both the Santa Cruz Astronomy Club,
Correct, yeah.
And you're also the chair of the Dark Sky
Well, the local
chapter.
president of the local chapter of the International Dark Sky Association, the Santa Cruz chapter, and I'm also a member, of course, of the national organization, if that's what you're saying.
Okay.
So it's all about protecting dark skies and minimizing light pollution, so that you can see the beautiful tapestry, cloth-like Milky Way that I viewed last night, going from horizon to horizon. Just a beautiful cloth of stars, a sprinkling of sparkly stars, granulated sugar, all the way
Can you
out.
make that rhyme, or could you rap that?
No.
Forget it. Okay, one other thing we'll say about it is the reason why we
Okay.
want a Dark Sky Association is why should people have to travel hundreds of miles to have a night sky when, if we did the right kind of corrective measures in our towns and cities with appropriate lights of the right color and with the right kind of deflectors.
Like shield the bridge lights over the San Lorenzo River in Santa Cruz,
Yeah,
which are just spilling light onto the river and harming the fish and the wildlife that's there. It's just silly for no reason, and it's wasting energy, and it's polluting the environment. It's harming the nocturnal life of animals and people's health with blue light at night, which is bad.
And finally, there's no real reason for the night sky to have to look at our neon and other kinds of lights that we use. So bottom line is, let's do it. Let's get all behind, because you won't have to go anywhere to see the most fantastic trip the light, and you're over your own head. Carpe noctem.
Enjoy the night sky. All right, packing up the big telescope, preparing to pack her up and go back to civilization.
Won't you
After
please
some
take
awesome
me along?
observing. I got it.
I won't do anything wrong.
There you have it.
Mr. Spaceman, won't you please take me along for